So one of my favourite exercises is ball rolling. Really simple. If you've got a ball like this, which I'm lucky enough to have, it's got some nice sort of bumpy bits on it. It's lovely contours and it's quite squishy. So it's not very hard, but if you haven't got anything that's similar to that, you can use a tennis ball or any kind of, really put some socks over it so you make it a bit softer. Yeah, so wrap lots of socks or something around it so it's a little bit softer. We don't want it to be spiky. And then just start by pushing the ball of your foot onto the ball. And we've got a little bit of stretch coming through here, but not too much. Again, if you're feeling really tight in your calf, there's no point stretching it while it's tight, but as it starts to ease up, you might find that that's quite beneficial. And then we're just going to roll. So literally just a little bit of pressure to roll it out and pull it back again. And rolling it out and pulling it back again. And so we'll just do this for maybe roughly a minute or so. So easing it out. And just thinking about the whole of the underneath the foot, so maybe finding there's a little bit of tension maybe on a bit, like I can feel a little bit of tension there on the inside of my foot, so I'm just going to rub around there a little bit. Or maybe on the outside, but otherwise just putting up that pressure, so you're just massaging your foot with a ball is the idea. So it should feel quite pleasurable, it shouldn't feel uncomfortable. If there's any pain or discomfort, just telling you there's a little bit of tightness, just maybe roll it around, take a little bit of pressure off and roll it around, and then just go again. So these, as I said, these balls are quite squishy, so I can squish mine down, but if you've just got a tennis ball, and just using the contours of the sock, if it's a little bit bumpy, that's actually quite nice. You might find you can massage nicely with the contours of your various numbers of socks that are wrapping around your tennis ball. Okay, so before we do the other side, just stand and compare one foot with the other and just see if there's any difference. So sometimes there's a bit of tingling or something that you can just feel a little bit of change in sensation in the foot, and that's quite nice to notice, because then you know that when you do the other side that's going to feel just as good. So just starting with the heel on the floor, ball of the foot on the ball, and maybe just allowing a little bit of stretch in the calves, see if you want to take any stretches there, a little bit of pressure, and then we'll just roll forward. And however long you did on the other side, so I set up to a minute, well about a minute maybe, or if you want to do longer or shorter you could do, of course, but whatever you did on one side, just maybe do the same on the other. Whether this calf is stiff or not, if you've got one that's sore than the other, just treating both the same really. So that feels really nice. Take your time, check your breath, not holding your breath. Working into any places that feel a little bit tight, just getting from the whole of the underneath the foot, ball of the foot, into the toes, perhaps into the arch underneath. Lovely. And then just stand, feet side by side, just compare. So perhaps just stand for a moment, feeling the whole of the feet on the ground, feeling the strength of the legs, just coming up into the pelvis just from the waist down, providing that stable standing base, and then a little bit lighter from the waist up. So let your shoulders relax, just move them around a little bit, circle the shoulders around a little bit, and give yourself a little bit of a shake. Lovely.